Okay, so in the last video we got our check index thing working. I'm going to clear this terminal window again. Okay. And let's go in here and do our valid index. So I'm going to kind of use this to help me with my valid index. And what I'll do here is I'll just sometimes what I do is if I have a method and I want to kind of start from scratch, but I don't necessarily want to get rid of this other one, I'll just like stick another letter on there or something like that so that I can maintain the original copy, but I know it's not the one that I want to actually use. So we'll say public boolean. I'm going to use the insert method again because I like it. Kind of forces me to put in comments. So this is going to be valid index boolean and index. And this is kind of the same. There's a lot in common with this one, isn't there? So I'm going to copy this and paste it down here and return true if the index is valid, otherwise false. And returns boolean to indicate if the index is valid. How about that? There. Okay. So now, like I said, I think we can use a lot of our stuff in here. So we know. I'm just going to copy this and muck with it a little bit in here. So I'm going to say copy and paste. Oh, paste. So now we know. In this case, we return false, right? And in this case, we also return false. And else return true. Okay, so that's kind of, I think that's more or less what you were going for. I think the thing to do is to like just make sure you're testing all your boundary cases with this check index thing. Okay, then you make sure everything's working. This could actually be shortened too. I mean, you could let's see. If what we could do is we could just say we could just return index greater than or equal to 0 and index less than files.size. So this will be, oops. So in other words, if this is true, we're in range, right? Otherwise, this is going to return false. So you could just write it like that. That should be fine. And again, you could test this. I'll let you you could test it the same way we did with check index and make sure it's returning the right stuff. You might want an extra test like if files equals null, return false, just in case, or I mean, depending on what you're, let me make this a little nicer. Depending on what you're doing, I mean, you might want you might want to have, auto layout is a nice thing to use too, to line things up. You might want to have it throw an error message if this is null, so it depends on what you're doing. But if you want it to just always return true or false, then you have to also account for the case where files equals to null. But yeah, so then yeah, so you can try that out, and like I said, then you can test it out with different conditions and make sure it works.